Hey guys, what's going on? It's a II Thunder's tutorial, pretty much, and instead of a keyboard tutorial, I am doing a guitar tab to guitar tab with notes conversion tutorial. So it's really easy. You come over here and you're like, alright, I like this song, I want to convert it to, or I want to play it on piano, because that's, all you know how to play is piano. So you're like, alright, well, there's only guitar tabs for it. I'm sure converting a guitar tab to piano notes or guitar notes, if that's how you learn, is with notes instead of, because the notation of a guitar tab is much different compared to something like a ukulele, or even really like a piano or a harmonica, which are a lot different than a guitar tab notation, my bad. And it's a little bit late. And anyway, so if this is for beginners, pretty much, because the song that I am doing, which by the way is Trogdor the Burninator, it's a pretty kick-ass song. It has a real easy guitar tab. There's not much to it, because it's just chords on the two bottom lines, or two top, I suppose you would say. No. Yeah, you'd say the two bottom lines, I suppose you would say. And it's in the tuning of the guitar is in drop D, as you can see here. And basically what that means is instead of E, B, G, D, A, E, it's E, B, G, D, A, D. So that's the tuning for it. You're always going to want to know that, but it will usually tell you with the guitar tab you're using. So here's this. And then here's the song I'm playing. I'm sure some of you guys might have heard it, but I like it.
Trogdor was a man. I mean, he was a dragon man. Or maybe he was just a dragon. But he was a Trogdor.
Alright, well there's that. I hope that audio went through. If not, I'm gonna have to redo this video. But, so, I went ahead and converted over each note from the guitar tab. And with this guy, it makes it really easy. And what this guy is it's a string to fret to note conversion table. So it'll give you the string and the frets 0 through 12 in octave 1 of the guitar, and frets 12 through 24, octave 2 on the guitar. 6 strings going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whichever way you learn. And really, I'm sure you guys can already figure this out, but what you do is, you see this guitar tab, and you see these zeros and these 8s and these 5s, and, all these numbers and dreams and binary complex codes and everything that's just crazy about the world, and you're like, oh my god. Even though this looks really simple, I have no idea what I'm looking at. And so, really, I'm just going to teach you what to do here. So you come down here, and you have your first fret is E, B, G, D, A, E. And so, whenever it's a 0, it's always going to be whatever letter or note comes right before. So if it's, a 0, like right here, it's going to be a G. That's how zeros work. They're real simple. And in guitar, it means you don't hold down any fret, you just strum the guitar. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, see these zeros, you're like, okay, what do I do here? You come up here, and these numbers all represent the fret on the string that you play. On the two bottom strings, A and D2, because it's drop D, A and D2, you come over here and you're like, alright, on these strings, these are the frets that I hold down and play when there's a number on them, and the number, like 8, will represent the 8th fret. So now it's pretty much just like, oh, it's kind of sparking in my mind. So here we go. 0, 0, 0 on A. So it's obviously going to be A, A, A. And then on D, same concept, you see the zeros, you get a fret 0, you get a string D2, and on this, you just have to move the notes around, so D would become here, so it would be E, B, G, D, A, D, so you can just use this D for D2, this is D and this is D2, but you can use that, and so you're like, alright, well D on fret 0 is D, 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 so that's how I got the D, D, D. The 8, come to fret 8, and you see, alright, the A is the F. So, oh, hey, A, or string A on fret 8 is an F, so you'll put an F there for the note. You come up here and you're like, alright, D2, which would be right here, but it's right there, sorry about that. It's going to be, okay, well, it's a A sharp. And I'm not going to get into the flats right now, that's for when you're playing different things. This song doesn't have a flat, it has all sharps in it. So you're going to be down here and you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, it's A sharp. Same thing, you just repeat for, oh, shit, my bad, that's mistake. Okay, cool. And, it's kind of weirdly aligned here. Anyway, and then you're like, oh, okay, so you repeat the zeros, it means you repeat the A and the D, and then the D and the G obviously come from the 5th fret on lines A and D2. The 5th fret on D is G, so the G would go on the bottom for D2, and then the A would be the D, so it would be the chord, 2-note chord G and D. And so that's pretty much the basics of it. And then if you guys want, I'm sure some of you might be curious, you're like, okay, what are these little dashes, you know, right here? Well, in most guitar tabs, the notation is very, unless you play guitar a lot and you know, like, you've read guitar tabs and you studied them, you really won't really know what that means. Basically what that is that's a pause. So, you know, if you come back to the beginning of the song and you pay attention and listen to how it goes. Listen, it goes 0 0 0 8 da na 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 da na 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 da na 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 na. So just pay attention to the intro because that's what we're gonna pay attention to. So ready? So that's pretty much it. One more thing that would be interesting for you guys to know is that this really isn't all that hard. You'll get it down pretty easy. And the cool thing is if the tuning are the same for the guitar and the keyboard or piano you're playing on, you can basically just transfer these notes and put them into a keyboard, you know, a staff or whatever you write your keyboard songs with, or just, you know, lines, just, you know, A, D, D, D. And also, one more cool tip for guitar tabs is you read them like you would read a sentence in a book. You read from left to right, and when you get to the ending, you go down, left to the right. And so, that's pretty much all I'm going to teach you, because this has been a very long tutorial. And I don't want you guys to get super bored, because it is a little bit boring, but it's also interesting. So anyway, I will put this, and this, well, you can't see that, but that's the Trogdor tab, in the link or description, so you guys can go willy-nilly with it. Appreciate it, guys.